What if I told you that the government could be holding your money right now and you don't even know it? I'm not talking taxes, but I'm talking across America, there's over $70 billion just sitting in state vaults and databases unclaimed. And here's the kicker, about 1 in 7 people are owed some of it. That could be your parents or even your kids. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to check if you're owed money, how to claim it for free, and how to avoid scammers trying to get in the way. So stick with me because today you could literally walk away with hundreds, thousands of dollars that already belongs to you. Let's go.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror. Where future success is reflected in our knowledge of fixing the one thing we can control, ourselves.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror, and thanks for joining me today as we continue to work to improve the one thing that we can control, ourselves. Here at the Financial Mirror, it is not about the numbers and spreadsheets alone, but about transforming and educating you on money so that you can make smarter financial decisions. If this is the first time you're joining in, don't forget to hit subscribe on YouTube to be notified of all the new episodes as they release. If you're listening to this on Rumble, don't forget to follow the channel and like the video. And on any podcast platform of your choice, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. So most people assume that if they're owed money, the government or a bank or an insurance company is just going to automatically send it to them. The truth is that is not really how it works. Right now, states across the country are holding tens of billions of dollars that belongs to ordinary people like you and me. This is money from things like old paychecks, forgotten savings accounts, unclaimed tax refunds, even insurance policies that you never knew existed. And every single year, billions of those dollars just sit there waiting for somebody to claim them. The crazy part is that most people never even look. To be honest, most people don't know where to look or why they should look, which is why today I want to break this down step by step, because what unclaimed property is money that could be owed to you. And I want to talk through what it is, why states are holding on to it, and how you can search for your name and how to claim it. The biggest thing to watch out for are the scams along the way. So I do want to cover those as well. So yes, I am going to share with you what you need to know, real life stories of others that have claimed, and how to go about doing this the right way. So let's start off with what is unclaimed property. So starting off with the basics, unclaimed property is simply like any financial asset that the rightful owner has lost contact with the institution that's holding it, right? This could be things like employers with unpaid wages, unclaimed insurance claims, taxes, investments, bank failure, savings bonds, bankruptcies, individual Indian money accounts, all these things. And this is straight off USA.gov. Any of those things could be a unclaimed property, right? So here's how it works. If a bank, a company, or a government agency can't find you, like you had an account or you had something and the last known address is wrong, like it was never updated, so you can't be found, right? They're not going to go out of their way to try to find you, to be honest with you. They're going to say, well, we lost contact, and after a certain period of time, which is usually 3 to 5 years, they are legally required to turn that money over to the state. Okay. The state doesn't get to just spend it. They don't get to just claim it for themselves. They're basically babysitting it until the owner, you, comes around and says, hey, that's mine. Can I have it back? Right? Can I have what's mine back? Now, that is how this works. That is why you should care, right? Because to be honest with you, the numbers say it all. About 1 in 7 people have unclaimed property. The average value of each asset is about $2,080. Big number, right? And that ranges from a couple of pennies to more than $1 million. It really depends on the account. Okay. So tons and tons of people are out there, and this is CNBC is where these numbers are coming from, but tons and tons of people are out there, and there's $70 billion worth of unclaimed property held by state treasurers. So across the country, states are holding on to $70 billion in unclaimed assets, and 1 in 7 people, so 1 out of every 7 listeners to this video, are probably in that database, probably on one of those lists. And that's not a small minority. That is millions of people walking around with money owed to them that's theirs that they don't even know about. And if you're wondering how much, the average person gets, well, the article says it. $2,080 is the average claim that is being taken in. So how does it feel to know that you potentially have money sitting out there that's yours that could easily be claimed by you and received? That's no small amount of cash if you are in the average of $2,000. You're talking a few $100 to a few $1,000, and it was already yours. That's like a windfall that could really help propel you toward reaching your financial goals. So in fact, last year alone, states returned $4.5 billion to owners of that money that found out that they were owed it and went and claimed it. So the question isn't, is there money out there to be claimed? The question is, are you going to be one of the people who goes out and claims it? There's a lot of money out there. Does not mean that you're one of the 7, but it does mean there's a high chance that you could have money out there. So why do the states hold on to this money? Well, I kind of talked about it, but in better detail, you talk about the whole reason for unclaimed property, but this is from the National Association of State Treasurers. If you have, if you've lost contact with a institution, and it's been for a certain dormancy period, like I said, most is 3 to 5 years, they will have to do something with the money. And what do? They turn it over to the states, right? Then you have to go to the state to go through the process of reclaiming your assets, right? So that's really how it goes about. Is you had money, you lost contact with whoever was managing the money, it went to the state, and now you need to go claim it. That's really it. It's not free money. This isn't a scam. This isn't some like weird thing where you need to be kind of hesitant. It's your money. The money doesn't just disappear. It doesn't expire. It doesn't become government property. It's still your money. The state's just holding on to it until you come forward with the right documents to prove that it belongs to you. Okay. So enough about that. And how do you find the money? Right. Hopefully throughout that little introduction, what I was trying to do, not to belabor the point, but this sounds fishy, right? Free money, the state's holding on to, go to this website and claim it, right? Like, it sounds fishy. It does. I get that. So I wanted to give you some background on why it's there, what it is, so forth, so on, so that you can feel confident in navigating to a website to put in your name and claim your information. So let's get practical. How do you actually do it? How do you go about finding out if there's unclaimed money for you? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. The first being that every state has a revenue site or some unclaimed property site that's out there, right? Every state has one. Every state has one. I say it again, every state has one. Now, when you go to their website and they all are going to ask for different information. This is Arizona's, and I just looked up a random state. You could look up any state and see that it's this is azdor.gov, Arizona Department of Revenue. And right here, you just put in your first name, your last name, you hit search. So, and right here at the top, I told you, this is scammy. People turn scams out this all the time. Be aware, Department of Revenue will never use text messages to inform you about unclaimed property. guessing they had an influx of those in Arizona. But for something like this, you could just put Bill Johnson. It seems like a pretty standard name. Let's see if there's a Bill Johnson in Arizona that's owed some money. But you simply just put money in there. Oh, this actually there's redirects you to missing money. But this is one of those ways, right? Yep, there's some Bill Johnson in Arizona, right? Boom, there it is. Bill Johnson, Arizona. Here's all the Bill Johnsons in Arizona. If you found one of these, this is you. Now, that's one way to do it, is to go by your state, right? Go to your state's website and actually search for yourself. The other way, and the way that I recommend you actually go about this, is to directly go to missingmoney.com. If that sounds sketchy, then you can go this other way. You can go to usagov/unclaimed-money. All this is in the bottom of the show notes here, but you can come down here and you can hit state's unclaimed property office. That's going to take you to the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrations. And then you can click this big button in the middle that says search for your property across America. That's going to take you to Missing Money. Or you can just go to missingmoney.com. I'm just giving you all this because there are a lot of scams out there, and we're going to go over those shortly, but there are a lot of scams, and I want to make sure you're getting to the right website to do this. Missingmoney.com is the official website that searches all states. Now, once you're here, step one is just to go there. This is the official site. It's endorsed by the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators. It's free. It's free. I'm telling you, it's free. Do not pay someone to search for this. It is free. This is a free service. It's safe at Missing Money, and it lets you search multiple states at once. So first thing you do is we'll just stick with Bill Johnson here. So you type in Bill Johnson and we hit search. This is searching across all states for Bill Johnson. So some states don't participate in missingmoney.com. So if you don't see your state up here in this list, or you don't see it down here anywhere, just go to your state's website and figure out how they do their searching. So search the website and check for where you may belong, right? So here's all the Bill Johnsons by state. If you know you've lived in a certain state, then go ahead and put in there what state that is. They can help boil this down a little bit, but you can see here on the right the amount. So this one's under 25. These are giving exact numbers. This person's 17 cents, right? So I told you a few pennies. And let's see what the most we can see is. I see a couple undisclosed. Normally those can be quite hefty. There's some over 100s right here that exist. But mostly over 100, 25 to 50, a couple over 100s throughout here. A couple totals are in here. A couple totals here, like 112.98. Looks like this Bill Johnson's the same though. So, I mean, they're both all in Chantilly, Virginia. But so Bill Johnson from Chantilly, Virginia, if you're watching this, you've got some unclaimed property out there. 2123, 112.98. Is there any more for that one? Nope. Switches to another one, but you can see there's a $270 one right there in Fairfax from Verizon. Bill Johnson in Fairfax, you got $270 unclaimed. Anyways, all of this is just money that's sitting out there waiting for someone to claim, right? That's all it is. It's IRS tax refunds you never received. It's back wages from employers through Department of Labor. It's pensions. It's VA life insurance payouts for veterans. It's home insurance stuff. It's all of these things. And don't just search your current name. Another pro tip, search old names, nicknames, maiden names, common misspellings, and search for relatives, especially if you might be the legal heir of their money. This is how you can find thousands of dollars you didn't know existed. Dive in, see what you can find, because that's all it takes. Find your name and go about claiming it, because the good news is it's free. It's free to claim this. The bad news is you got to do it the right way. You've got to find a property in your name. You file a claim. It usually means providing a proof of identity and proof of address or ownership. And that's it. The state will review your claim. They'll verify the details, and then they'll cut you a check. Sometimes it's a few weeks. Sometimes it's a couple months. But no matter what, it costs you nothing. None of this will cost you anything. It's just your money. And the only official way to do it is through your state or through missingmoney.com. So anything else out there, any other resources out there about it, they're probably false. Okay. So let's jump into that. What about the false? Wherever there's money, there's scammers. We know that. And we can see it. Here's one that California put out about consumer fraud alerts. I guess they were receiving some official looking emails or letters to contact this private attorney or pay some fees to help with lost property. Here's another one from Utah that talks about fraudulent unclaimed property contact attempts. They're all over the place. We saw on the Arizona website at the top, beware of the Department of Revenue will not text message you. There's scammers everywhere. You might get a letter, a phone call from someone saying that, they are a money finder or an asset locator, but they'll say, hey, we found some unclaimed money in your name. We'll get it for you if you'll pay us a fee or give us a percentage. Don't fall for it. You don't need them. You don't need anyone to help you with that. The state never charges a fee for you to claim what already belongs to you. The only official place to search for these is missingmoney.com and your state's treasury website. Anything else, ignore it. You can do this on your own. You don't need anyone's help to prove your identity, right? You don't need anyone's help, right? So I'll tell you, a few years back, me and my wife looked at the site and checked all of our names, and she ended up finding something that was a final paycheck from a previous employer and it never made it to her. She filed the claim online and sent in the proof they asked for, and within a few weeks, there it was. The money was sent to her in a check. No fees, no hassle. The money was rightfully hers, and it had just been waiting there for her to call upon it. That's just how it works sometimes. Like it's not hard feelings. Like you just didn't get the check or you didn't give them a good contact notice that, here's my new address to get in contact with me. If they can't get in touch with you, then, the money's just going to sit out there and dwindle and wait inside of your state's revenue, treasury department and wait for you to claim it. So I tell people, you never know until you look. If my wife, had money sitting out there, you probably do too. Like it's just ordinary people like you and me with money out there waiting to be claimed. It's not just her. Every year we went over it. 1 in 7 people have money waiting to be claimed. So go out there, see if you can discover if you've got $20, $30, $50, $100,000 sitting out there in your name. Some people find a couple hundred, some tens of thousands, but you'll never know unless you check. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do, the second this episode ends, I want you to go to missingmoney.com or your state's unclaimed property site and search your name. Search your spouse's name, search your parents' name. Like I said, search anyone that you can find and help them out. Help them out. Pat someone else on the back and give them some free money today. Yes, it's their money. You're just helping them find it, but hook them up with some free money today and you may just land on some yourself. So don't let the government babysit your money. Don't leave it sitting there. Claim it. Share this episode. Share this with all your friends and family. Like I said, help them find some money if you're looking out there, because chances are someone is owed money right now. So hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the episode. Leave a comment below for how much money you found for yourself. I would love to see the comment section just blow up with people finding free money, because if others are seeing how much you're finding for yourself, maybe they will go out and search for themselves as well. I would love to see this specific episode, really, really, really drive awareness to missingmoney.com, because there could be some life-changing amounts out there to help folks get ahead and reach their financial goals. So appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you watching the episode. Until next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.
Well, that wraps up today's Financial Mirror. Join us next week as we continue to work on ourselves, change our mentality, and to commit to achieving the success we always envisioned. Regardless of your platform, help us grow as a community. Please like, subscribe, and share with the people in your lives.